Kentucky high schools kicked off their football season on Friday, September 11th. It was a day that seemed to take forever to arrive for one Allen County Scottsville player. As you're about to see, for the Patriots' Nick Cooper, it was well worth the 2-year wait.
We'll see. Out of the shotgun. Myers throws back to Hunter Scott, breaks one tackle. Now he's going to cut it back up the field. Headed towards the sidelines. Nick Cooper with a big tackle there.
Nick Cooper rejoined his Patriots teammates for their season opener on September 11th, 2020. It was the first time since his sophomore season that he played in a high school football game. Easter Sunday of 2019 changed everything.
Me and my friends, we were riding around some back roads and we were just going too fast over a hill and started to slide off the road and flip the truck, and I was thrown out of the truck.
Actually, my husband and I were on the campus. We had been up here flying a drone, and we had just finished up, and I got a call on my cell phone. I looked down, it was Nicholas. But when I answered, it wasn't Nicholas. It was one of the officers letting us know that Nicholas had been in a wreck, and they thought they were going to have to fly him to Vanderbilt. So it was just down the road from where we were at, so we got in our car and went down there. And when we got down there, he was more coherent, and he wasn't talking as bad out of his head, and so they decided to go on to Bowling Green at first.
News travels fast in a small town, and I sitting at home, just doing some things on Easter, and got a text, and next thing you know, you get on the phone and you start driving, and finally I get a phone call that said he's headed to the medical center, that he was indeed in a wreck with Jake and another friend of theirs, and so you just take off over. You know he's hurt, you don't know how bad anything is, so you just take off over and you're praying, you're driving, and you're just trying to get there.
Nick's injuries were serious.
Fractured vertebra, 2 deeply bruised lungs, and a concussion. But since he was under 18, they had to take him to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. They would not touch him in Bowling Green.
That was one of the thoughts that came to my head, was football. I asked, am I going to be able to play football, and they said no, it's probably not this season. That's just what I thought about.
So there was no football for Nick his junior season. He was forced to be a cheerleader for his team. It wasn't always easy.
It was hard on me. It was hard not being able to play last season, but I learned a lot. I mean, you learn a lot when you have to sit out and watch, and that helped.
A starter from a sophomore year, standing on the sideline with you, it was really tough, because you knew where the kid wanted to be, and he was still here every day. He never took a day off. Even if he'd go to therapy, he would come back out and you'd catch you. And I just tried to make him as involved as I possibly could, tried to let him help in drills, tried to let him help on the game, but you could tell a lot of times, though, it was hard for him, because the whole time he stayed involved, but he wasn't being able to do what Nick was capable of doing, and I think that made it tough.
Nick went through rehabilitation, which mostly consisted of resting and eventually light weightlifting and jogging. Now fully healed, he's thrilled he was able to play his first varsity game in 2 seasons.
7:25 left to go. Myers, the snap, fakes the handoff, throws deep downfield, and Nick Cooper with the interception. Nick Cooper still on his feet and cutting it up to midfield. Huge play by the senior, Nick Cooper.
How did he do, you might ask?
Couldn't have been more happy the way I played. Had an interception, had 8 tackles, I think. It was great coming out game.
Like he never missed a beat the other night. You would have never dreamed by watching him play that the kid had to take a year off because of injuries. But no, he just, Nick's a hard worker and he's a leader by example. He's a kid that's always here early, he always leaves late, and he always works hard as he can while he's here. And so to have all that back and to see that second chance, to be able to go at it again, and everything else is going to be okay. And just to watch him on that field, especially when he made that first tackle right off the bat and then got that big interception later in the game, it just felt good to see him being able to do what he could do in his environment and helping our team.
McIntyre's got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here's the snap. He rolls right, looking. The throw, throws it up and out of reach. 2-point conversions out of reach. Jax Cooper was there, but he leads him too far. And the 2-point conversion is no good.
The Patriots came up 2 points short in the opener, But there was a huge win in this game. After suffering serious injuries in that truck accident last year, the young man, who his coach calls the leader of this team, returned to the playing field with a fierce determination to succeed.
Oh, it feels great. I'm really excited to be back out there with my friends for my senior year. Hopefully have a good year this year.
One thing about Nicholas, when he plays, football it's in his blood. He has always loved it. You know, it's just he wants to do great at it. But yeah, because he knows from one game to the next right now, you don't know when it's going to be your last game with COVID and everything. So he was going to go out there and play as hard as he could.
He's a football kid. He's from a football family. You know, his name goes a long way in Allen County when it comes to Patriot football and in our community and in our county. And so, you know, he's just another piece in that Cooper legacy, and he's getting to prove what he can do, and we're just really tickled to death that he's getting to do that right now.
Nick says he now always wears his seatbelt and will listen to his mom's advice more than ever before. He says he no longer takes anything for granted. Some would say it's a miracle he can play a contact sport again. They probably aren't wrong. Reporting from Scottsville, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.
Wind taken right out of this.